Bloodmoon Rush is a game that at the time of this review has 2 user reviews on Steam. Is it a game that deserves more love, or is it being rightfully ignored? At first glance, you'd be right to notice it's similar to Castlevania, and the first thing to note is that this is a linear platform, not a Metroidvania. The game begins with an animated intro that has your main character driving his cool car down the road when Dracula's castle appears in front of him and he crashes right into it. Drac is not super happy with this, so he steals your car as compensation for damaging his castle and tells you to go home. This dude is having none of that, and he embarks on a quest to smack Dracula and get back his stolen ride. The story is as ridiculous as it sounds in the best possible way. I just love the stakes in this game. There's no heroine needing to be rescued, no world needing to be saved, just a dude who wants to get his car back, and Dracula happens to be the thief. It's a campy, cheesy setup that never gets more elaborate and fits in with the goofiness of the 80s. The setting here is on point. Dracula's castle looks exactly as you expect it to look, with a nice mix of varied locales, including a creepy library and a whole wing dedicated to his daughter. This level looks like Castlevania, just very pink. It's a nice touch, and something you don't typically see in games like this. The last level is particularly good looking. As you scroll across the towers of his castle, the huge moon looms in the background. The game really does a fantastic job of setting up a realistic looking Castle Dracula. Now let's talk about the gameplay. As a huge fan of Castlevania, when I saw the store page for this game, I knew it was something I wanted to try. I like Metroidvanias, but I really prefer classic linear platformers, and this looked like a nice homage to the classicvania formula. Looks can be deceiving though, as the main character here moves like Simon Belmont after a bender of cocaine and 5-hour energy drinks. Your main character is fast. He runs along at breakneck speeds, and everything you need to know about his control is introduced in the first couple of minutes. You get a basic sword attack, a jump, and a dash that can be used on the ground or in the air, and that's it. After a few screens you pick up the basics and then you are thrust right into the action. And there is a reason this game was called Bloodmoon Rush, as the level designs force you to move quickly through its various challenges and obstacles. And I absolutely love the way they do it. As a general rule, I have always hated the idea of a time limit in games. Like, it just doesn't make sense. What happens? It hits 0 and your character just magically drops dead? Why? What's the reason for it? In this game there is no time limit, but the level design forces you to keep moving. So for example, in the library there are these ghosts. They spawn and they are unkillable. They chase you forever like a creepy, spirited nemesis, and they travel in packs. You have to keep moving or they're going to get you. In addition to that, there are all sorts of platformers that need to be navigated quickly. Eventually you find some keys and lead the ghosts into a vacuum that grows a mouth and sucks them all up, leaving you just a moment to catch your breath before the next horde shows up. This game is constantly throwing stuff like that at you. It does an amazing job of keeping the tension, keeping you rushing without some ridiculous arbitrary number counting down at the top of the screen. The level design is fantastic. There is just the right amount of challenge here. It's a difficult game, but you get a generous life bar and decent enough checkpoints that I never felt like anything was cheap or frustrating. Control is spot on, and despite how fast everything moves, the level design is designed in such a way that you always know exactly where you're supposed to go. It's varied with each world, introducing you to new challenges and ratcheting things up just a little bit more. The difficulty curve here is really smooth, so you never get hit with a bad difficulty spike. Things are tough, but you're always prepared for the challenges that lie ahead. There are a few bosses in the game as well. Not every world has a boss, but the ones that do are extremely well designed, with a wide variety of different attacks and usually more than one form. My only criticism of this game would be the overall length and lack of bosses. I beat it on my first try in just under an hour and a half. Now the bosses here are fantastic, but not every level ends in a boss, and I feel like that was a wasted opportunity. Small criticisms aside, I absolutely love this game. I always love classic horror, and this game does a really nice job of providing a cool aesthetic, a campy story, challenging, addictive gameplay. It sells for $10 on Steam. Despite its short lengths, I still think it's worth it, and it is a game that definitely deserves a lot more love.